Okay, so I might try to get this someplace so we don't get it all dusty, because I'm trying to record this at the same time. I don't know if you're going to see that or not. Let me plug in the other light here. Hold on. Let me find the plug. Okay. Now you see, you can see that a little bit. I mean, it doesn't, from what I'm seeing in the camera, it doesn't look as bad as what it actually is. Let's see. Well, it's giving us dust, for sure. And once I start filling it in, we're going to get more. However, I'm wondering, see, every now and then in the body shop, if we couldn't get it into the booth where we had fans and vacuums sucking the shit up, we would do it, you know, in the big bay area or right outside the door. And what we would do is we would hose down the property, you know, the ground, you know, like 20, 25 feet around the car. This here way it keeps it damp and wet, so whatever it hits kind of like sticks to the water, so it's not blowing all over the place. And then we just clean it up using the hose at the same time. So I'm thinking if I put a little spray water in a little squirt bottle here and just keep up on it, it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to be a lot better than trying to deal with putting up tarps and everything. So I think that might be the way. Now the other thing is, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but that is sticking out quite a bit. I mean, that's sticking out. And I don't want to just start whacking it in because I don't want to make it worse. And I don't know if I can get behind there to help me. And this is the first time this has been worked on. I can feel it back here. All kind of bondo falling off. Alright, in order to do this without making a mess, meaning a mess on that, we're going to try the belt sander. I want to see if it's going to help at all. Let me get my rag. Now what do I do with the rag? The belt sander is a little bit harder to control where the dust goes. It just wants to shoot it out the back. puddle some up on here. See, I got to get it down so I can fill it in. And I really don't feel like having a big bump out there. However, I want to turn this whole thing. But I do need room. I do! How are we doing here? Are we doing it right? Yeah. Don't want to put too big of a grab on there. This has been worked on before. Paint's chipping where it was. I gotta make sure that we don't have any chips, otherwise the fresh when you do body work, each one has its own characteristics, so to speak. Like if you're working with metal, you put a dent here, you'll have the dent wherever it is that you have it, but the dent goes in, but around the dent it lifts. So if you think you're just going to fill in the dent, you still have to get it all even because it looks like this. You follow me? Fiberglass, another story, it's not going to do this on you, but it's going to either pull out or push in, and when it pull out like this one, it's tough because if I start banging that in, I'm going to put a hole in it. So, I mean, I'm going to end up with a hole regardless, but I can control the hole easier with the sander than I can just keep banging on it with a hammer. And if I was able to get in behind it with a block, then I wouldn't mind tapping on it with a hammer. But I can't get in there. So we got to get it the best we can. And then, once we get bondo on it, I'm going to hopefully be able to work the bondo with a cheese grater. Well, we have files that look like cheese graters. And before the bondo gets hard, you can kind of shape it a little bit. See, I just don't want it coming out, you know, like this. Because if I do that, I'm going to have to make sure I follow it all the way down and keep it straight. I'd rather just follow the contour of what it has, instead of trying to modify it in any way. Not only that, but if I bring it out further, there's more chances of them bumping into things with it, and because there's more fiberglass, or bondo with fiberglass in it, it'll just start cracking a lot easier and then fall off, and then it'll look like shit. Alright, what I want to do is pull this forward a little bit. There, what's coming off? If I have my choice, I'd rather work with metals. Just me. Right up my water bottle. What did I do with my water bottle? Oh, here it is. It's not tracking right. You got something to track off on it? Nope. You think this is... Sometimes if it drips off a little bit, press it all down a little bit. I'm going to plug in some heavier stuff first. Yeah. Well, it's usually I think. 200. I'll plug it. Okay, so one thing here. Don't use it now. Do nothing else. One is that. 200. We will see. Alright, I'm scanning more chips. And this is pretty darn smooth. It's a little crooked, because I can see it the way that the holes are. But if I bring this piece down a little bit, it should be okay. Can you see that right there? Yeah, that's like a little lip right there. So that has to be brought down in. But I'll use that with the finer paper. The finer. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina. I want to try. Keep the dust in one location. I want to go to the back while I got the heavy stuff out. This is wet, so it is helping a little bit. But I've been paying attention. There's not much going on over there, so we should be okay. But we will see. Okay, now. This one isn't sticking out as far, but it has a bunch of spider cracks. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'll pop that one in a little bit. See, again, I don't have room back here. Yeah, that one went in pretty good. Yeah, see, this one hasn't been fixed before. So this one's not bad. What about this? Just doing all the spider cracks. I went with a friend of mine who was, he's passed away now, Dick. He used to own a marina that he actually sold, and he made it condominiums, and I had actually bought one of them. But anyway, he was a surveyor. Surveyors go out and they check out boats and let you know if it's worth buying or not worth buying. And the bank is going to want a survey done on a used boat, because if you're taking a loan out, they don't want to take and give you money on a boat that's falling apart. So it has to be surveyed. Now, because Dick was an old guy trying to make, you know, a living, I mean, they were doing quite well, him and his wife. They lived actually here in Brantford, in a nice little condominium development. And they had a townhouse type. And he was actually a member, not a member, but a friend of Darlene's family. He remembers Darlene and her sister when they were just like